Hello! Welcome to Dungeons and Enderdragons, Chapter 5. Woo! I am Mousy PC. I am your GM for tonight, which of course stands for Grand Master, because we're playing chess now, I guess. I'm also the Dungeon Master. Hi. I'm joined by these wonderful players. Yes. Yes, announcements before
Hello.
we begin what will be a shorter session, because obviously we're starting an hour later, an hour and 5 minutes later, whoops. This is a stream that includes the swearing, shock horror, big gasp, for those
Do
of
it
you
again.
who are the sensitives, be gone. We hate you, just kidding, we love you, you're amazing.
Bollocks. Knackers. Um. Uh. Shit.
Thank you.
I'm running out of curse words.
Yeah, this stream is recommended for a 15 plus age rating. If you're under that age, viewer discretion advised. Uh, oh yeah. Unfortunately, due to circumstances of various kinds, Hellion and October are most likely not going to be joining us for the rest of the campaign, so we're going to quietly delete their characters from existence and not really address that. If circumstances change and they are able to join us at all, they would of course be very welcome. We love them both dearly. But as things stand, we are pretending that those characters never existed for the sake of ease.
Or that they liked the nether so much they went and had a picnic.
Yeah, that's the canon explanation, definitely. Yeah, and Skelly and Omni unfortunately can't make it tonight, but I'm confident that they'll be able to make future sessions. We're drawing towards a close, so I'm really hoping that we can get all 5 of our players remaining together for the final session for one big final super awesome session. Yes, awesome. I think that's announcements sorted, intro sorted. We have 1 hour and 53 minutes to crank out this session. Should we jump into it?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Let's just do it.
Let's do it, my dudes.
Okay, so last we left off, this is recap, particularly for HPX who wasn't here. Adventurers went back into the Nether to rescue the 2 people who don't exist. Ironically, well, who do exist but have gone off for a second picnic. They've had one, yes, but what about a second picnic? Went back to the village, found that they'd lost a bit of time due to time dilation of the Nether, which is my own personal headcanon that I'm putting onto Minecraft, given that there's a 8-to-1 block difference in the Nether. Maybe there's also an 8-to-1 time difference. They learnt how to craft blaze rods and ender pearls into Eyes of Ender, set off towards the Stronghold. They encountered a mysterious ruin along the way that wasn't quite mysterious enough, and they left it alone, and I am trying very hard not to be unreasonably annoyed about that fact. And then they found another mysterious ruin, which turned out to be a lovely little jungle temple where they walked over the tripwire one too many times, and had a fun encounter with a creeper. And then later on their journey, they had another encounter with a little hut in a swamp. Banrach, and because Banrach isn't here right now, I'm going to say Marnie, for a little bit of a retcon, both went inside into this hut. And Banrach found a little black cat on the bed. The rest of the hut, well, there's one room. The rest of it seemed completely abandoned. Just this little black cat. And of course, she couldn't help but pet the cat. The cat was startled, and Banner, thinking that she'd done everything, turned to leave, when she heard a voice behind her say, "Visitors? Leaving so soon?" And upon turning around, Marnie and Banner see the little black cat transforming into a witch. Not too dissimilar to the witches that you fought. Obviously, Marnie wasn't there back in episode 1 in the village. So, Marnie, with this cat turning into a human, what do you do?
My God, now I've seen everything. I'm gonna talk to it, I guess. You were a cat 20 seconds ago. Am I having a bad trip?
Yes, I was a cat. No, you're not tripping. Would you care for some tea? Perhaps you'd like to invite your friends inside.
Yeah, I can talk to him.
That would be nice.
Hey, there's a cat. There's a person inside.
I'm sorry?
You tell me.
That's suspicious, I think to myself.
I'm sorry.
Hmm.
There are no people in there. There was just a cat.
It's just a person. Don't. There's no cat. Sorry if that was your draw to the situation.
And I'm still like just out peeking through the window, right?
Sorry, what was
Yeah.
At this point, I'm still outside peeking through the window.
that? Okay.
Remember rightly? If I'll just say that's where I was.
Okay. So you see and recognize, like, she looks very similar to, similarly dressed, a similar humanoid, the similar like features to the witches that you fought in that raid on the village. And she just has this very unsettling smile to her.
Okay. I'm gonna go back up to the front of the... Poke my head on it once again. I've decided that's my new favourite thing to do. Poke my head around the corner and say quietly, we must be going, and death stare Benarak and my like waving. Not say we'll leave, but like just death stare them.
Orn, what are you doing?
I mean, that's definitely bizarre, so I think I'm gonna walk to, like, the ladder that leads to the door and, like, try to see, like, climb up it and see what's happening there.
Are you... There's that little window by the door. Are you peeking through there? Are you... are you, like, opening the door and going in?
Oh, the door's closed, okay.
I think it is. I think it would have been... I mean, maybe the door's... Well, we can say the door's open. I feel like that makes sense.
Then I think through the door.
Look through the door, and you see
Door.
this witch standing there in this very tight, cramped space, hunched over a bit, smiling at you, again, slightly unsettlingly. And she looks straight at you when she sees you. Greetings, Swordsbog Goodison. Nice of you to drop by. Would you care for some tea?
Wind my eyes and just... Isn't that lovely?
Come
I
in.
think we have some very important matter to do. And I'm afraid we will not be staying here for long.
Oh, no worries. I won't keep you on your quest to the end. But surely you would like to come in just for a moment.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah, go for it. What exactly are you trying to discern through your insights?
Like, the fuck is up with her? Like
Mm-hmm.
the general vibe is unsettling. Trying to see, like, is she trying to lure us in to, I don't know, give us sweets and kill us? She potentially help, you know.
Go for it.
Okay, 15.
15. She knows things. She knows things. You've never met her
Right.
before, but she knows your full name.
Exactly.
She knows that you're going to the end. It feels like maybe she knows more about the end than you do. And it definitely feels like she's trying to lure you in. And that's it's very unsettling and very scary, and you probably do feel like you're going to be killed at any second. But at the same time, like her intention,
potential.
Intention seems to be wanting to kill you, but she also seems to have the information that you want. Or
Right.
yeah.
Yikes.
This is a kind of high risk, high reward situation.
Yes. Okay, yeah, sure. I look at the others and sigh and
I will.
go for it.
I will. For tea.
Okay,
Okay.
I want to know how this
Out for like,
random
I
cat
think
knows
I'll
orange
wrap
skin.
seconds.
Sorry?
Yeah, sorry, Ruth.
I think I lost for about 15 seconds. I'm happy to stay for tea.
Okay. It is pretty difficult to hear you sometimes, Ruth, because you do robot a fair amount.
You cut out for me a lot, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Speak
Sorry.
slowly.
You're doing amazing. Thank you.
I'm happy. Thank you. I will happily stay for tea if you guys will.
I don't really do tea, but I got I got my flask.
I think I could provide a little something for you, Marnie. I know what you're partial to.
You don't know anything about me.
Of course, dear. Nothing at all.
How is this woman older than me? I'm like the oldest person ever.
You don't know how old she is. She could be like 20. She just has a really old voice and is wrinkly. I think she's.
No, you're right. I apologize.
No,
Yes,
she's
the oldest
ancient.
woman in existence,
She's ancient.
walking around next to a almost 400-year-old elf. Yes, that's right.
Well, who knows how long Minecraft witches live for?
True.
I
I'm
imagine
talking
it'd
about
be-
money.
I imagine it'd be like a really short time, actually. Like with the way that Minecraft mobs spawn and despawn, I feel like they'd have like literally like 5-day lifespans at most. Anyways.
Lake place.
Okay. Is everyone entering the
But do you-
hut?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
squat
still
down.
like on my toes. Like I do not trust this woman, but yeah, I want information.
From her
Yeah, I'm not sitting down.
From her hunched over position in this very cramped space of this tiny hut, she lifts her left hand, waves it, and the door behind you shuts. The shutters on all the windows around shut, and the entire space that you're in, as you're plunged into the darkness, expands rapidly, the furniture giving away, and new items take place as a table that appears. It seems to melt out of the floor in between you lot and the witch. It's a very low table, the sort of thing you would sit on the floor at. Sitting on the table in the center, on a like a mat, is a teapot steaming away. There's cups laid out on your end, and another cup on her end. And around the edges of the room, there's all sorts of oddities. There's a fireplace, sort of directly behind the witch. Some sort of cauldron that's sitting by the fireplace, not on it currently. In what would be your left side of the room towards the back, strange apparatuses. What's the plural of an apparatus? That word.
Paratisis? I think so.
Something, yeah. It feels like a similar setup to what Joe the villager had with the brewing stand thing in the church, but more of it. There are strange things hanging from the ceiling. There's a little lantern on a chain hanging from the ceiling. It glows blue light, and if you look into it, you see little shapes swirling around it. Another part of the ceiling, there's a chain holding up a very small cage with nothing in it. Another part of the room, there's hanging on 2 ropes from the ceiling, some sort of winged creature that has what's the word when you've got like a an animal that's been hunted and then like stuffed and kept as a trophy? Is it like a taxidermy or something?
Taxidermied.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that strange winged creature.
How far away am I from the cage?
The cage is hanging ahead a bit. It's hanging above you, but like a bit forwards and to the left.
Got it. Well, it's hanging,
it's
so I
not-
wouldn't know anyway.
It's not directly above you. And the ceiling's now quite high, so it's hanging a good 3 feet above your head height. And if you look behind you to the door, you just see a dark, blank wall, no door. And the witch takes a seat at her side of the table. Reuben and Banra, who are canonically with you, are sidelined and ignored. The three of you, what do you do as this witch picks up the pot, the teapot, and pours into her cup? Tea comes out, puts it down in this. Well, no, still holding on to it. What are you three of you doing?
Just kind of looking around with no real social awareness. Totally snooping.
Did you mention that the door is gone?
Yes.
Okay. Gonna sit down and ask her how she knows who we are.
I know many things. She reaches over with the teapot and pours for you. It's out comes tea, just the way that Lolo likes to drink her tea.
I pick up the mug, thank her, and put it to my lips. Make fake taking a sip, but don't actually drink any.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to make a sleight of hand check?
I also personally, as on, would love to see to make like a perception check to make sure that Lolo is not drinking the tea. As I come to the table and sit down next to her.
Make a perception check.
That's my sleight of hand check is a 30.
Yeah, natural 20, more importantly.
20
Oh my
plus
god.
10. Deception on a sleight of hand for whether or not I drink a cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just got a 22, you know?
As far as you can tell, it looks exactly like... It looks like Lolo took a sip. Like, it looks like she just... You
I
can't...
just stared daggers at her.
You think that Lolo has drunk the tea. As you sit down, Orn, she pours tea for you, and what comes out looks slightly different to what Lolo has, because again, the tea is made just how you like it. Marty, won't you take a seat? Here. Something to tempt you. Pours into your cup, and out comes not tea. What would be Marnie's favourite drink? Would it be some kind of whiskey?
Yeah, like neat whiskey, I guess.
Yeah. Neat whiskey into your cup.
I'm gonna sit down. She's sold me. And then I guess I'll just happily take a sip.
Tastes good.
What am I gonna turn down neat whiskey? Come on.
Guys.
I
Okay,
don't touch the cup yet.
I'm gonna turn back to her and ask. You said you know many things. What do you about what we're doing?
What was the end of that sentence? Sorry.
What do you know about what we're doing?
Oh, your little quest, you mean? Heading to the end. Dangerous territory. And you don't even know what you're up against. She stares intently.
We know it's a
Do
dragon.
you know what we're? Do you know what we're up against?
Yes.
Well,
Well,
What can you?
What are we
What
up
can you tell
against?
us?
oh, don't talk all at once. My old ears struggle when more than one person
Sorry.
talks at the same time.
Okay. What are we up against?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't hear that.
Lolo just asked, what are we up against?
Oh.
What are we, chopped liver? What can you tell us?
What you're up against? You're up against the source of all evil. Perhaps, though, what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
really up against is something else. Tell me, Lolo, what is it that you fear?
Sit and stare her in the eyes. Don't look at the others. Say, I haven't feared anything in a long time.
Ah. Well, then perhaps that's your problem. Perhaps you need to try fearing something. Orn, tell me, what is it that you hunt?
I think we both know the answer to that.
Perhaps you would do well to find a new enemy. Marnie. What is it that you care for?
Myself and these people with me.
I take a slightly puzzled look at Marnie, given that she's known as one for about 2 hours.
I've already imprinted.
Then
I,
perhaps you might
Turn back to the
want-
witch. Oh, sorry.
Perhaps you might want to care some more. And I think probably at this point the witch turns to Banra and Reuben and says something else deeply personal and interesting, to which they have a certain reaction. But they're not here for us to enjoy that.
Whoopsies.
At this point, I turn back to the witch and say, okay, so you said you know lots of things. All that you've done so far is tell us things we already know and ask lots of deep personal questions. What do you know that we would care about? Would you even know anything at all?
Oof.
No reaction. She stares back at you with the same old smile and says, I feel I've told you the most important things. There's nothing you need know now that will change anything.
She's a sly witch.
Seems to me that the wheels of this story are in motion, and where they will go, they will go. Perhaps you have the ability to turn as you roll down this hill, but one way or another you will find yourselves at the bottom.
So what do you want?
What's at the bottom?
In this dimension that you fear so much, you will find a creature, and you must fight it. And you must win.
Well, that's the plan, isn't it?
So, I suppose if I was to leave you with anything, I'd say keep your pearls in hand. Keep your mind in your head. And keep your eyes on the sky. Oh, and try not to leave anyone behind. Well, I said I wouldn't keep you for long. Perhaps it's time for you all to be going. She waves her hand again in an opposite motion to when she waved it the first time, and the room collapses. You find yourself, like, you stand up, but it's like, it's not of your own... Is volition the right word? It's not your own intention, it's not your own... Like, you just reflex stand up. And you find yourself standing as you were in this cramped space. This witch standing before you, smiling. And she turns back into a black cat. Jumps up on the bed. And from the bed jumps up to the once again open window and goes out of it. Seems to disappear up onto the roof.
Goodness.
Was she that cryptic in like elementary school?
I would love to know. I put one hand on my crossbow and make a nod of my head to the others to hop out the front door.
Can we like take her with us? She seems to know more than we do.
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think siding with a witch is a good idea in any circumstance.
She's magic. She can help us.
We have magic.
Oh, never mind.
I'll tell you about.
Wait, do some magic.
Hmm?
I don't know, do some magic.
I'm gonna... I don't know, I'm gonna aim through the window and I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast. I don't know.
Sure.
Okay, so the way this looks is... this is my first time listening. Yay! And it's not in a combat. That's so fun.
You actually cast an Eldritch Blast into the portal to try and destroy it, but go ahead.
True. Yeah, okay. That doesn't matter, okay? Long ago, and it's not true. So I put out my right hand, the one that has a vine skulk around it. I spread out my fingers, and the tip of the skulk also spreads out and reek, just like the sonic boom of a warden, shoots out of it and shoots out of the window.
Holy smokes. Alright, we don't need the kit.
Yeah, well, Manny, we'll tell you about what happened time we saw one of those on our way. And I'm not going to recount the story, but at some point on the way to the Stronghold, I will tell Marnie about the raid.
About the what, sorry?
The raid.
Oh, the raid. Right, yeah. Okay. So, you continue on your path.
On?
Trudging on through the damp swamp, sometimes wading through knee to waist high water as the rain belts down. It's getting towards pretty heavy now, and the light is beginning to dim. It's getting through towards late evening. You trudge on for a bit, and at some point, you look back the way you came, and you don't see the hut. And you think about it, and it kind of disappeared over the horizon. It kind of gone out of sight. It's just gone. That's strange. You travel on until the swamp finally gives way to plains. You make your way up a short hill on this plains area, and looking ahead, you can see the ocean. And also ahead, and a fair bit to the left, could be good, like sort of 5 kilometers. What would be sort of south of where you are? Wait, 5 kilometers? 500 meters is where I was going with that, and then I completely said the wrong thing. Whoops.
That's the same thing.
No, there's a not quite.
No, I know.
Don't
No, I know.
There's a little settlement. You see lights on in windows and smoke coming out of chimneys. What are you doing?
I want to throw one eye.
Do you want to throw it from this hill where you are?
I think so. I want to just make sure that we're going on the right track still.
Mm-hmm. Roll a d100.
Oh, shit, right. Do it on 20.
What was it, sorry? Oh,
47.
47. Cool. And can you make a survival check for me, please?
On it. Teen.
What was that, sorry?
15.
15. You hold up the little disc of the Eye of Ender, careful not to stare into it too intently. Press the pupil, and it upwards and floats up in the air, pointing in basically the same direction. It's kind of hard to see much deviation. You think that maybe it has deviated slightly, like you're getting there, but you're not there yet. And it's
Okay.
pointing dead ahead towards that ocean.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
And then it's, with a slight ting, drops out of the space where it's floating onto the ground for you to pick up.
Great. I'm gonna pick it up and I guess look to the others for direction. What are we gonna do?
I can't swim,
Like, actually?
but I never learned.
So just a reminder, so the eye is still going northwest, and there's a settlement south of us.
Yeah, it would be more southwest of where you are. Yeah, and it's right on the edge of the. It's like right on the ocean's edge. You also see the waves of the ocean are beginning to look a little bit violent as the wind is picking up and the rain is picking up. The weather's getting pretty bad.
Okay. I vote we go down into the settlement and see if we can help us cross the ocean. Or if they have a boat or something.
I think I'm gonna follow.
I guess I'll go too.
Yeah, heading down to the settlement. Make your way towards it. You see the lights on in the windows getting closer and closer, and eventually you arrive. You find where like the official road enters the village. It's basically one long street. You can see sort of further south, there's like a sort of farmstead slightly separate from the village. And there are the occasional houses that are off side streets. But most of the buildings are just on one fairly long street. A lot of the buildings are simple, 1 or 2 stories, nothing too much to note. There's the occasional interesting building. Just checking my notes real quick. Donuts. On your right, quite soon after entering this settlement, there's a little, what appears to be like a general store. There's a sign above it that says Nook's Goods. It's closed, of course, at this time. There's a much larger building. It's large and it appears to be 3 stories tall. There's out the front of it, like the front of it's got like this overhang thing going on. After the first story, there's these wooden posts that hold up that help support it, and sticking even further out, there's a sign. Like there's a beam that sticks out in front of that overhang, and a sign hanging from it, and you can just about make out what appears to be like a beer tankard painted on there. You would imagine that would be a little tavern.
We should go there.
Staring much further down the street, you can see right at the end of it there seems to be a small dock. A small dock with 2 boats, and peering through the rain you can make out the figures of lots of people working there. I say lots. There'd be who would be there? It would be probably you. You would be there. You would be there. Got 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 figures down at this dock. What are you doing?
It's a very good idea of feeding into Molly's alcoholism. The tavern is usually the best place for information, so I'm going to suggest going there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll nod enthusiastically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm going.
Fine.
The tavern is the Fish and Barrel, and you head on into the in through the wooden door, heading inside to a warm, bright interior. The ceiling is low with wooden beams that go across it periodically, and a few pillars through the center of the room. It's a fairly spacious space. Towards the back and a bit off to the right, there's a roaring fire. And off to the left, there's stairs that lead up. There are a couple of long tables in the center of the room, just like 2 very long tables that stretch from either side of the room, and benches with only a smattering of seats around the edges of the room, in more private areas. But everyone who is here is seated at those long tables. And there's a fair old crowd, maybe about just shy of maybe 20 people here, and a barkeep, of course, off to your left behind the bar, absent-mindedly doing other things. Hears the door open, doesn't turn, but calls out, "Hey Charlie, did you get those boats sorted?" Turns to look at you now. "Oh, hey." Very taken aback by the arrival of newcomers. Can I help you?
I know this isn't Lolo's character, but I'm so tempted to say, "Hi, we're looking for bones."
Oh my god, yeah.
Anyway, no. Where did we even start? We're looking for a boat. Do you know anything about Stronghold? Okay, Stronghold's probably the best place to start. Ask the barkeep and just go to the barkeep and ask. Don't suppose you know. We are. No, I'm just not going to introduce ourselves. I'm just going to say, do you happen to know anything about Stronghold?
The barkeep is he's a large guy with a friendly smile. He was initially taken aback by seeing people that he didn't recognize, but very quickly a smile creeps across his face. He suddenly, brightens up, and when he talks very loudly. He gives the impression of being the sort of person who is incapable of whispering. Strongholds. You've got me confused there. No. I don't think I can help you. I can get you a drink though. I can get you a drink, all right.
I'll take an IPA.
What was that?
I'll take an IPA. If you got one in the back.
Yeah, I can do that for you. Can I ask your names? Names? No.
I think of a name to give that isn't Lolo.
He's looking directly at Marnie when he says this.
Okay, good.
Money.
Marnie, pleasure to meet you. Name's John.
Sorry, I was lost in your eyes.
My eyes. I have kids and a wife. I appreciate it though. And you two?
I just keep smiling at them.
What can I get for you, friends?
Oh. I'm warm. Don't mind what it is. Thank you.
Sure thing.
We might still have a long way to go. It would be wise to get some food maybe while we're at it.
We can do food? Sure
I
thing.
got 5 days.
Do you want a warm meal?
I got
or
5
do you
days of
want...
rations.
Do you want a warm meal or do you want just a bit of bread and cheese? We run a bath too, if you're interested. You look like you could do with it, dripping all over my floor.
Not important. Cheese, bread, and an ale.
Cheese, bread, and ale.
Please.
Of course.
I'll take a cheese bread as well.
Cheese bread. It's two separate things, not just... I'm messing with you.
You don't have
Line them up,
cheese
baby.
sticks?
Hey, you're an interesting little... Whoa, what do we have here? Has taken notice of Banra. You look, like you're... Well, don't know what to say. Can you drink? Gets distracted by talking to Banra. sorting out your drinks and food. What now?
So
I
if
think
generic
for it.
people don't know much about strongholds and stuff, probably just gonna need to ask them about a boat, right? Like, we're gonna need a boat.
I mean, yes, we're gonna have to go through the ocean.
Hey, Mister. J- just are you Charlie, or is Charlie in the back?
Charlie? No, Charlie's the guy who does the fishing around here.
Does he use a boat for his fishing?
Money.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. Him and Jane are the two you're looking for. Be careful of Tom. He'll talk as if he's the real sailor, but he's nothing. Well, not anymore. And don't talk too much to and don't talk too much to Sam about the ocean either. He lost his wife at sea. You see, it's a sort of subject. But if you find Charlie and Jane, they're the ones. Well, they're all down on the docks right now getting the boats in. What with the storm incoming, nothing's going out for, well, it could be weeks. Who knows how long this will last.
Isn't that fucking nifty, huh? Fucking amazing, right?
So, it's a bad time to hit the sea.
You could say that.
Dang it.
We don't really have much of a choice. Ah, this is just great. That's great. I mean, I'm sure people are stoked to take 5 on a boat middle of the night just before. I'm. Yeah. Great.
So,
We'll be fine.
John's just reappeared. He's got a couple plates with bread and cheese on them, which he sets down on the bar, and he's still sorting some of the stuff out. And while he's moving about, he's again loudly talking to you. So, what are you so desperate to get a boat for?
I'm so tempted to say bones.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. We have boats at home.
No.
Mum,
We have bones at home.
Mum,
Okay.
can we get bones? We have bones at home. The bones at home is just Banra.
Yes.
I'm gonna know to say we're on a quest. Screw it. We're on a mission.
Mission
Gotta get across the sea. Gotta do it today.
today.
Big consequences if not.
Yeah, I don't want to pry too much. I don't want to say too much either. But he says, saying everything very loudly and seemingly like he very much wants to pry and gossip. Look, if you're trying to get away today, I'm just saying, money's tight around here, and them fishing guys, they're a bit short. If you got the coin for it, money will talk. Money will probably get you out there. But you'd be in serious danger.
First time.
serious danger either way. When you say money talks, how much do you reckon? Just out of curiosity.
Look, you're about to run up a bill of 1 iron piece. Right? Those fishing guys, in a day, they'll probably earn about an iron piece. Depending on what the trader's offering. You offer
We'll have a
them
think about it.
many more days' wages. I know you adventuring types tend to have a fair bit of coin. I'm tempted to charge you more, but I'm feeling nice. Yeah. But yeah, sure. You talk those guys down the dock, and maybe you'll be able to work something out. Oh,
Right.
speaking of money, by the way, I'll be taking that iron piece now. You know, before you get going.
Sorry, these guys earn an iron piece in a day, and it's an iron piece for 2 plates of bread and cheese and 3 drinks.
There's also
Inflation has hit.
There's also whatever Ruben has got.
True.
But yeah, no.
It's bit this bar hard. Hell yeah.
Yeah, no. Money do be tight.
Right, I'll put an iron piece down on the bar.
I'm gonna add an of my own.
Start to head out.
Did you say you're adding your own iron piece? And?
I'll plop one down.
Okay. And?
Yes?
Did you say you were putting down an iron piece?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Lola puts down an iron piece. Orn puts down an iron piece, and Marnie as well. Oh, much obliged to you. You, good luck now. Take care. Takes the iron pieces, holds onto them tight, and goes to store them safely. Cool. What are you guys finishing your drinks and food and then heading to the dock?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, my drink was finished like 5 minutes ago.
Sounds like
Not
a plan.
everyone is an alcoholic, Marnie. I don't say that.
Nobody's called me that for 20 years.
As you look around the room, you see various curious figures. There's a really big, tough-looking guy sitting at a table, and after a little bit, you realize, like, he's there with a plate of food, and a pint of something, and then you see he like takes a bit of food and carefully reaches down below the level of the table, and you realize that he's got like this tiny little poodle at his feet. This big tough guy, tiny little poodle, which he seems to absolutely adore and take really good care of and spoil. There's someone talking to this guy who's got a sort of like messy uniform on, a sort of like messy like leather apron on, messy clothes. if you were to inspect him, you would work out that he seems to be some sort of carpenter. And oh, sorry, she, the carpenter. Yes. She's a carpenter, and the person she's talking to looks quite fed up and is bandaging up some bloody wound on her arm. And you realise that she's also got a finger missing from both hands, as both hands have a different finger missing. And that looks like it was some sort of accident at some point. There's someone with a lyre who at some point starts playing the lyre and singing awfully, and everyone in the tavern looks really annoyed and doesn't say anything, but has this adoring girlfriend next to him who when he's not playing just leans her head against his shoulder, and it's really sweet. And then you realise
My husband Mike was a liar.
at another point his girlfriend is communicating with someone else there, and she isn't talking. She is she isn't they aren't talking to each other. They're using sign language. It's that moment you realise that the bard who can't sing has a girlfriend who is deaf. And actually
That's fucking awesome.
they're a match made in heaven.
Beautiful.
There's someone who smells of fish a bit, talking to a bit of a brutish guy who seems eternally grumpy and not very nice. Various characters that we won't have the time to properly meet. It's all in all a charming place, and it's in the brief moment that you have to drink and eat, it's a welcome break. And maybe you can't help but wonder if this threat really is as bad as it all. What would become of a place like this? This place that's cut off from the world and doesn't know a thing. Anyways, are we heading down to the dock?
Mercy, can we take a tiny little break?
Sure thing.
Thank you.
I was planning on going through without a break, but yeah, no, if you need it, we'll go for it. Awesome. Break time! Yippee! We'll be back here. Is 10 minutes fine, Ant? Do you need longer?
Yeah.
10 minutes fine? Awesome.
I think even 5 minutes would be good.
5 minutes? Okay, my timer is set to 10 minutes, but roughly around the 5-minute mark, I will end it early, and we'll be back here to continue on. See you in a bit. Welcome back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're locked in. We're ready to go. Let's pick up again from the end of this charming little scene in this tavern. Most people have the tavern scene at the start of their adventure, but we're having it 5 episodes in. Alright. So, what are we up to? Are we going to the dock? Would we like to do anything else before going there?
To the dock before it gets any darker.
Yeah, there's no point in wasting time.
Okay. Heading back out into the rain, which feels all the more miserable now that you've had a taste of inside warmth. You make your way down to the dock. There's those 7 people I mentioned hurriedly working. Well, not all of them were working. One of them seems to be this kind of grizzled old man who's giving helpful instructions, helpful in quotation marks. There's there's a young kid there who is moving around incessantly whining at one of the people who seems to be like one of the people there who are useful, appears to be the kid's dad. His dad is doing his very best to just ignore the kid and keep working. He's standing on the boat. He's got a big coil of rope that he's got. Sorry, a big length of rope that he's hurriedly and efficiently coiling up. He's clearly done this many times before. In a very fluid motion, he gets this very long rope coiled, and with a flourish, wraps the rope in a way that, with the final end of the rope, gives it a wrap around the coil to keep it in place. As a specific thing that I'm thinking of that I can't describe, but who else did I say was there? Okay, when I said 7 people, there might not be 7. We got 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe? I think it's just 5. I lied. I think it's just 5 people.
That's okay. 5 including the kid, or
5 including the kid, yeah.
Okay.
And then
remind me, because copper is copper, silver pieces are iron, and gold and platinum are emerald and diamond, or gold and diamond?
yes, emerald and diamond, yeah. There's also a guy there who's trying to be helpful, like genuinely trying to be helpful. He's dressed in pretty regular civilian clothes. and doesn't seem to know exactly what he's doing. And then there's this gruff, pretty non-talkative, tough-looking woman who does know what she's doing, who's trying to just direct him what to do, but clearly isn't very good at explaining things, and she's getting very impatient with him, and he's getting very stressed by not knowing. As you approach, the old guy is the first to look at you. He's holding a lamp. He's got a now extinguished pipe clenched between the teeth. He turns to you, squinting through the rain, walks towards you with a slight hobble, pulls the pipe out of his mouth and pockets it. Who's that in the dark?
We're looking for Charlie.
Charlie? Who the devil are you? Hey, Charlie, there's a couple of strange folks here looking for you. The guy with the kid is the one who looks up. What? A couple of strange folks. They want to talk to you. I haven't seen before. Jack, stay there. Hops down from the boat.
I'm gonna.
Jack does not, in fact, stay there. The kid follows him. Hello? Can I help you?
Hey, we came here from John. Assume what's his name?
John? Right.
Right. We need to set sail.
Set sail?
Go on the ocean.
We're just bringing the boat in. There's a storm coming. What do you want to set sail for?
This is. Got him. I'm thinking. Hold on.
Hold on, like a gold piece.
No, we wanna set sail.
Like a wink or something.
Make a persuasion check for me, please.
Wait, I don't have my dice set and I forgot how to do this with Roll20. So... One.
A natural one.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You pull out the emerald piece, not a gold piece. He watches you pull something out and hold it towards him, and he recoils back a bit, and then just sort of ignores what you're holding, doesn't even realize what it is, and just carries it. Look, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're thinking, but nothing's setting sail in this. All right. If you want to help me get the boat in, I'd be much obliged, but alright. Turns around, nearly walks, like, his kid is, like, basically is standing, like, right behind his back leg, and he, like, nearly knocks his own kid over, as he, Jack. And Jack's going like, Dad, I want to go home. Yeah, alright. When we got the boat in, come on. He starts walking back towards the boat.
I think Orn is gonna follow him. And I'm gonna, like, walk faster than him. So I'm like, go from the side and put an arm around his shoulders. Just like lean in, quietly speaking, kid really. It's gonna be like, listen, man, we are here on a mission. If you don't let us go on the ocean, the whole world is in danger. So if you want your kid fucking life, then you better start listening.
Is that a persuasion check or an intimidation check? It's towing the
I
line.
honestly am not, actually not sure.
I will allow you to make. Are you gonna roll a perception or persuasion or intimidation? Your choice.
Both of them are the same.
Well, what effect would you like this to have?
I think. Well, I would like persuasion. I think.
Roll persuasion then.
God. Okay, that's a natural 19. 1 dirty 20.
So, the persuasiveness comes across a lot more than the nastiness. He stops, and pulls away from you. I don't know what mission you're on, but I want no part of it, alright?
5 emerald pieces. Right now, 5 emerald pieces when we get back.
Sorry, what?
5 emerald for you right now. 5 more when you get back.
He stops and stares at you for a bit, blinking as the rain is like pouring down his face and getting in his eyes. You serious? Who are you people?
I reach into my pouch and fully pull out 5 emerald pieces right now.
He stares at them. The cogs are turning. His kid is like grabbing his hand and pulling it and trying to get his attention. Jack, hold on, wait. He pulls his hand away. He thinks for a second. He looks up at the boat where the other 2 people are still working away. Jane! The tough-looking woman looks up. Hold for a second. Can you come over here? The tough-looking woman gets down. The other guy follows her. Jane comes over to Charlie. That's the one.
Yes.
Too many names.
I think I pocket.
Too many names.
I think I pocket the emerald as they get closer because, like, they are, just to make sure they're not trying to steal it or kill me or whatever. I don't know.
He pulls Jane over to one side and starts having this like hushed conversation with her. Well, one-sided conversation. She doesn't talk much. She speaks in one words, kind of she's very monosyllabic. But he's like, you get the sense that he's trying to not get the other person involved in the conversation. He's trying to deliberately exclude him from the conversation, and he gestures towards you. And this is when the other person, like, sort of pushes his way into the conversation. Goes, "Hey, what's going on?" And Charlie looks reluctant. Sam, these people are offering us a lot of money to take him out. To take you out? Take you out to dinner, right? On the ocean, Sam. On the ocean? Now? Say no. No, you're not going. It's a lot of money. We need that. I don't know if we... No, you're not going. Just, that's the end of it. You're not going. I'm not having this conversation. Come on, let's get this boat in. I just stare at each other for a moment. Sam looks pretty upset. Charlie looks torn.
I turn back to the. Was it Sam? Or was it Jane who said that?
What was it? Sorry, what was the question?
Who was it that said that? Was it Sam or was it Jane?
Jane hasn't said anything really. Sam
Okay,
Sam is the one who
I turn back.
doesn't want to go. Doesn't want them to go.
Okay, I turn back to Sam, and slightly annoyed. Why can't you go?
You've seen the weather, right? I'm not letting them just go get themselves killed. Not for your sake, certainly. I don't know you. None of us know you. I don't care how much money you have. Charlie, come on. Please. Please don't go. Jane steps forwards.
Yeah.
She looks at all of you with a tough expression. You sail? You sail? Question mark. Said quickly.
Yes.
Can you actually? Like in a hushed voice, just
No,
about.
this is a. I look at on like, what do you think? Can I make a deception check, please?
Make a deception check. Also, could you also give me just like a general? Let's go with a survival check, as well.
Okay. It's fine. So, the deception check with reliable talent is 18. And then survival check. 21.
Okay. So,
Like dirty 21.
you say yes, and they believe you when you say it. However, the moment you say it, I mean, first of all, why is Lolo saying this? Maybe, given where Lolo is at, maybe she has that thought in her head of being like, why am I saying this? Why am I lying to these people about this? Because you also know from that survival check, if no one on your party can sail, and if you go out in this, you don't stand a chance. You guys can't. You guys can't figure out how to sail a boat on a calm day. Well, maybe you can. But this is serious storm weather.
And if Charlie's with us,
Yeah, Charlie's
do
there.
we stand a chance?
Oh. Probably. I mean, you don't know how good a sailor him and Jane are. I mean, yeah, you would stand a chance. You don't know what that chance would be, but it's the only chance.
It's better than zero, basically, Ruth.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, I'm gonna very quickly the eye off on, run far enough away from the dock where I know that I won't land in the ocean,
Okay.
and throw it.
Yeet it or press
But
the
like
press
enough,
the eye?
like basically, but I'm gonna go far enough away that like I would basically I'm gonna go like 90 degrees to the angle that we're right, like 90 degrees to the eye to the current path of the eye to get max like triangulation.
So
I just want to double check it's not underneath this village.
So just to remind you, you're already 500 meters off the path of the eye. Because the village wasn't directly in the eye's path. So
yeah,
you can probably just back up along the street and you're going to be, 500 meters to the left. 500-ish. It's a rough estimate from just looking out along the plains to how far this village was along. You don't know the exact distance. Unless Ant is about to chime in with this ranger ability. Actually, after we've been traveling for an hour, we know the exact distances of things. No?
Well, unless you count the tavern as a short rest.
No, you didn't stay in there for very long.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Yeah, you run back. You press the eye. You have people's attention suddenly. You run back. You do something, and this thing floats up into the air. Everyone who hasn't seen it before stares at you as it floats up into the air. And finally, the angle that it's moving at has changed very slightly. But enough that it's perceptible. At a rough guess, well, make another survival check for me, please, if you will.
Can I give Lolo advice some way, maybe?
No, not really. It's
Okay.
Lolo has separated herself from the group. You didn't know exactly what she was intending by doing this. She is standing at the start of the path of the eye and seeing where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really in a position to see exactly the direction it's going in because you're at the wrong angle for that. A 10. Okay.
I know. I completely not. I have proficiency in survival. I completely forgot.
Oh, okay. So it actually
it's actually 17 because
17.
reliable element plus 7.
Thinking carefully back to where it was pointing before and where it's pointing now, you could roughly triangulate where it would be basically on the horizon from where you are now, off in the ocean. It's a good few miles out into the ocean, but you can tell that where it's at is probably in the ocean itself.
There's no land, basically. Okay.
Yeah. And
that's not ideal.
These people are staring at you completely dumbfounded. I think the grizzled old mariner is probably closest to you right now, stares at you with this intense look. What in Jeb's name is that witchcraft going on? Who are these people you're associating with, Charlie? Bad news, very bad news. Yeah, alright, Tom, I'll handle it. Why don't you go home? Go home? He said, now listen here, you. I've been sailing the seas since you were a little, nothing more than a thing in your, he just descends into incoherent mumbling, and Charlie ignores him. Charlie walks briskly up to you, Oh yeah, roll a D100 for me, please. Roll percentile.
Oh yeah. Hey! For our dear listeners, that was a 69.
I'm not saying
We did it, guys. We won D&D, right?
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
What do you mean? It's a very nice number. It's a very nice number.
Yeah, thanks. Awesome. Hi, we're mature. Yeah, if it's on the ground. Charlie walks briskly up to you as you're picking it up. What was that?
And come back to Charlie. Say very seriously. We are on a mission to everyone. In any place you can imagine. But in particular, you see where that met the horizon? That great evil is there. And tasked to get rid of it. But if we don't succeed, then it will come for everyone and everything, starting with this village. We need to go there, and we need to go there now.
Roll a persuasion check
No.
with advantage.
Charisma, right? Yeah. I mean, that's a 22. I don't know if I need to do the second one.
Go for it. Oh yeah.
Oh my
okay.
god! You always do the second
Just
advantage
in
roll.
case it's a nat 20, and it is.
Just
Okay.
in case.
Wow. He
Nice.
stares at you very seriously back. Gives a brief nod. What? You're still paying me for this? I want 10 emeralds now.
Oh yeah, of course.
10 emerald pieces now. Not half and half. All now. I'll take you there. Jane will come with. And I'll talk Sam into letting us go. Alright?
I have worth of gold. Is that gonna? I mean, actually, no, that's true. I have 10 emerald pieces on me, so that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just be like, not. I'm over.
Sorry, part of that was cut off. Did you say you're just giving him the 10 emerald pieces?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He takes them, carefully counts them, holds them with a almost sort of reverence of like, holy shit. Sighs and walks over to Sam. Sam looks like he's about to start crying. He carefully puts the money in Sam's hand. Just like hold Sam's hand with both of his as he's like clasps his hands as he's putting the money there. And then wraps his fingers over the palm. And just looks him dead in the eyes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. He wraps an arm around Sam, gives him like a hug. Sam stands there just unmoving. And then as he's pulling away, he just Plants a gentle kiss on Sam's forehead. Turns to Jane, standing there, arms crossed, showing no emotion on her face. I can't ask you to come, but halfway through that sentence, Jane butts in. I'm going. All right then. Hey Tom. Ah! You help us get this boat out. Hey, the 5 of you, get on up, help us out. Let's get this out quickly. Let's get this done. Maybe if we're lucky, the storm will hold off a bit longer. Walks up to the boat, starts climbing on. Sam calls out, Charlie! Yeah? Sam stares, unable to say anything. Tears welling up. Just... Please come back. Please come back, Jane. Walks up to Jane, gives her a big hug. She stands there motionless for a second, and then sort of reluctantly returns the hug. And Sam's started sobbing completely. He finally pulls himself away and steps back. Charlie's up on the boat, working away. Tom's struggling to get up onto the boat. Jane briskly walks up and pushes him up. Get off! I'm managing fine without you. And then pulls herself up with ease. And Charlie starts giving orders to you lot, telling you where to go, what to do, what ropes to put where, what sails to hoist, all of the nautical things that I don't understand because I don't really know sailing boats very well. I presume you're all compliant, getting to work?
I mean, yeah.
It takes like a good 10 minutes to undo all the work they'd done getting the boat in before you're putting out to sea. The moment the boat is on its weight in water, you feel yourself being rocked pretty badly. As the boat starts heading out, Sam is... oh yeah, I forgot about Jack. Jack is staying with Sam. At some point, Charlie would have had a serious conversation with Jack, and Jack whined and complained and wasn't grasping the gravity of the situation, and you see how Charlie is upset by that. This recognition that he might not see his kid again, and his kid doesn't quite get it. There's nothing he can do. He sends Jack to stay with Sam, and Sam stands there holding Jack's hand, waving as you head off. And as the wind violently catches the sails, and you feel yourselves being buffeted and pulled, the first strike of lightning on the horizon, as the storm has started to take hold, and night is setting in. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
What the fuck, Mousy?
Oh my goodness.
Mousy, what the fuck?
I don't know if you really caught the lore there, but I'm gonna bring it up now because it's not something we're really gonna touch on later. So Charlie and Jane, they are the fishermen. They like this entire settlement is sort of just like this fishing settlement. Their entire existence is based around the fishing, and Charlie and Jane feel the weight of the world as they have to provide the main source of income and income for the village, the main source of food for the village. There's obviously that farmstead that also provides food, but and Sam is Sam's wife also was a fisherman with them, but one day Sam's wife set off in stormy weather, or close to stormy weather, like it was a storm brewing. She went off anyway and never returned, and Sam was left with the kids to grieve and to try his best. And yeah. And now he watches his two friends, two people that again he loves dearly, heading off with these strangers that he's just met. Left with Charlie's kid.
You've gotta stop. You have to stop.
Yeah. Rough
Nancy,
stuff.
you didn't have to write this. You could have not written this.
Next time you think about it, think again. Then think a third time. Stop.
Next time you consider thinking, don't. That's the takeaway from today's session.
That's
Alright.
the baby.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, players, for being here. Thank you, any audience, for being here. Thank you, I don't know, thank you to my sister who helped me write a lot of this stuff, get this stuff prepared, and we'll be back here next week at the usual time, not this delayed time, 6 p.m. BST on the Mousy PC Twitch channel. I owe a VOD from last week. I didn't actually manage to get it uploaded because I was too busy. So expect last week's VOD and today's this week's session to be uploaded on the Mousy PC YouTube channel, capital M, capital PC. Hopefully I'll have the first one up tomorrow, maybe the next one up the day after, but we'll see how things pan out. Lovely. Awesome. Whew. All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.